Hey, good morning everybody. Craig with Catfish Yakking here, and I am once again out on the river. I'm in a creek just off of the main channel of the creek, probably about a mile and a half up from the Potomac River. And I'm gonna sit here and see if I can catch some catfish today. Now, I think it was the last video I caught a 7-pounder and something went wrong with my camera and it did not tape it, so you guys never got to see it. So hopefully I'm going to redeem myself and make up for that today. On a previous video also, I was talking about my dip bait, and I kind of wanted to show you when you get your dip bait, it's going to come and it's going to be really thick and hard, okay? And so you're going to have to add some water and soften that up to where it's just like a really super thick cake batter consistency. And that's about where you want it. And then when you stick your sponge in, you just smash your sponge down in there, coat it real nice, wipe off the excess on the sponge, and then go ahead and put your bait in the water. And that tends to work really well to catch the catfish. So I'm going to give it a shot out here. Current's going to probably start running in the next 10-15 minutes or so. We'll see if we get anything. All right, we'll talk to you in a little bit. All right, guys, looks like we're hooked up with a fish here, so let's go ahead and check it out. He's trying to swim back into my other line, but I'm not going to let him. Doesn't feel like a real big catfish, but it's a fish. So, yep, it's just a little guy. And I don't know how he's hooked. Oh, there we go. He just had the line wrapped around his body, that's all. So let's go ahead and... Oh, look. Now, if you can see that, he's got that entire sponge in his mouth. So that little fish was hungry right there. And I know what's going to happen when I get him up here. He's going to splash me like crazy. Well, he ain't going to wait till I get him up to the kayak. He's going to start now. Put on a little show here. But you can see clearly he really wanted that sponge there. He's got that entire thing in. Once you get those grips clamped down, not a whole lot he can do at that point. Camera focus there. And we'll go ahead and... Boy, that was just barely hooked in him. It almost makes me think he just didn't want to let go of the sponge based on what I'm seeing here. I don't even know if that hook got in him or not. But just a little guy. He's not even really worth weighing. I'll weigh him, but he's 2 1/4. So, all right, let's go ahead and turn him loose. And we got the skunk out early. There we go, a little tail flip on the way out. All right, let's see if we can get another one. All right, guys, we got one on that back rod there, and it is taking drag, so this is definitely a bigger fish. Now, how much bigger? I don't know. We're gonna find out. It doesn't feel like it's a lot bigger, but it definitely feels like it's bigger. More than 2 pounds, more than 3 pounds, I would say. Maybe as much as at least 5. Oh yeah, this is definitely a bigger fish. And I gotta try to keep him out of my front line. Now, when you're using barbless hooks, you want to try to keep the line pressure on them so they don't have slack line where they can throw that hook out. But you also kind of want to tire them out as you bring them up too, or they're going to come up like a runaway locomotive and just soak you. Yeah, this is a bigger fish. This is a nice one. This is definitely a nice one. I'm going to take my time with him here. I'm not going to rush it. Look at that. Look at that. That right there, folks, is a pissed off catfish. He is not happy. Now, I've got a bigger sponge and a bigger hook on this back rod. I'm running a 6/0 hook on the back and a 5/0 on the front. And I did that specifically so that I can catch a little bit bigger fish on the back. And looks like that's exactly what happened. This guy right here decided he doesn't want a snack, he wants a meal. And that is exactly what he got. He's still trying to pull. These bigger catfish you got to be careful with, because they can make you have a bad day real quick. Especially if you're in a kayak that isn't super stable on the water. All right. Now he's gonna, I feel the energy in him. He's wanting to do something, but I'm gonna try to get that hook out of him and get a weight on him. If I can't get a weight on him, I'm okay with that, but I can guess he's, I don't know, 8 or 10 pounds at least. There we go. Okay, the hook is out. And here we go. Okay. Oh boy. He is just, you can see, that's why you've really got to be careful in these kayaks when you get a fish this size on here. Things can go crazy real quick. I need to get my scale turned around here. There we go again. Okay. You can see when they get to be this size that they are just full of energy and they don't want to quit. He is 13, folks. He just cleared the 13 mark right here. So I'm going to turn the camera off and see if I can get a picture of him without him flipping my kayak. All right, guys, I just finished getting my pictures of this catfish. It is 13 pounds, so I am going to go ahead and release him here without moving him much, because I know what's going to happen. He's been resting comfortably here, and if I start moving him around, he is going to go crazy again. So let's go ahead and turn this big behemoth loose and see if we can go get another one. And there he goes. All right, that was a good catch for the day. All right, so I want to take this opportunity while I'm waiting for the next fish to come along just to show you guys how close I am to shore. I'm probably 30 feet out, sitting in about 10 to 12 feet of water. So you don't have to be far from the shoreline to catch decent sized catfish. But the current, you can see, I'll point the camera down, the current's moving pretty good. And that's really what those catfish use, is when that current starts running and things start moving, that's when they really go on the hunt. So that's the time to be out here. What I usually do is, oh, looks like we've got action on that back rod. Doesn't look like it hooked up though. But what I usually do is I'll check and see when the low or high tide is, and then I know I have to be out here about 20 minutes after that. And then within the next 15-20 minutes, the current's going to start running, and that's when I want to have my lines in the water. All right, I'm going to check that back sponge. Whenever you get a hit like that on these sponges, you need to reel that in and re-dip it, because it only takes one squeeze of that sponge to get all that dip bait out of there. So I'm going to reset that, and we'll see if we can get anything. All right, guys, I think I'm ready to get out of here. Since I caught that 13-pounder, I have not had another bite. So the bite is definitely really slow today, and that happens. It's funny, you can come out one day and the bite will be super terrific, and you can come out the next day or day after that and almost nothing. So that's just part of fishing. That's how it goes. But as always, I'll go ahead and start cleaning everything up, and I'll leave my sponges in the water. And if I get anything, I'll put it on there as a bonus footage. Otherwise, next time I see you, I may come back out again in a couple days. If not, Carla and I are going to try to do an evening catfish out here on Friday. Today is Tuesday, May 11th. So I'm thinking thinking I might come out Thursday. If not, then definitely we'll plan on doing an evening fish if it doesn't rain. Right now they're saying there could be some rain coming in Friday. We'll have to wait and see on that, but we'll catch you next time. Be safe.